Center.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's at 6:03. Good evening.
I've got a question before you call the meeting to order. Is anyone on the council taping this session?
Yeah,
If so, you
it's right
tape.
there.
That's good, that's it.
Okay. So we'll have an approval of the agenda. I do wanna add one thing, and I can do it under new business if you want, but VML, Virginia Municipal League, I have a training date that I'm gonna take, but we can discuss that. Do you want it under business or new business?
New business?
Okay, alright. Anything else? Okay, we can have an approval,
I move we approve the agenda as altered.
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Alright, so, we'll, budget at the public hearing, go ahead and present the, town budget. There's the proposed budget, Cheryl.
This is everything except for the last changes we made. Everything's the same, except for the last, payroll changes. Excuse me. No.
Your copy was advertised the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I didn't pass that out
That's
because
fine.
it was advertised.
Cheryl, can you briefly identify the changes that were made?
The only ones were made were the salary increases last time, so it would be under, the payroll taxes. The employee gross pay. And under Virginia retirement.
And those are updated now?
Jennifer, let's backtrack, we didn't open it up, we gotta open it up as the, or do we do the opening it first, or discuss
No,
it first?
you present it first.
Okay, got it, okay, alright, got it,
And then she'll open here.
alright.
And what was the third thing?
Virginia retirement,
Gross pay.
employee gross, and
Okay, that's three things.
payroll taxes.
Okay.
And these are the updated allocations?
Yes,
Okay,
and that was the only thing that changed that we had from last meeting.
And you did not include employee bonus at all?
Well, my understanding was we were gonna wait on that,
Okay.
is that correct? Okay. Well, actually,
now, I needed, I never got the DMV totals for the last 2 years to create a bonus structure. And we never did come to a conclusion for the town bonus structure.
hold on. Last thing I did. Yep.
Thank you.
As long as there's a sum in the budget, how that's divvied out could be decided later.
Mhm.
I think the budget is a
And
plan for.
in there, yeah.
You're allocating the sum for the year.
And the DMV still has that one in there, that's what we originally put in, but we never took it out. So we can do whatever, leave it, take it, or whatever you want with it. But we didn't change it.
And Does this reflect the salary increase that you understand?
Those were the three things that changed on it.
And we meet on the 22nd to approve this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You take two votes at the special meeting, usually you have one vote to approve the budget and a second vote to appropriate the funds.
And you can still change up to
The
before
vote.
that meeting. Like if you see something or you come up with something,
Yeah.
you can make a change tonight, but if not, you can change it before you vote on it that night and it will still take effect for the next year. You have up to the time you do the roll call vote,
Was it at 5?
5:30.
And you have a moment on the regular business session for a reminder of the special meeting. So that would be your opportunity to make a discussion if there's anything raised in the public comments.
Do you all wanna have any discussion, or would you like for us to go ahead and move forward to the public comments?
I think we're ready to move forward to the public comments. I'm good.
Okay, all right, so the budget has been presented. There are some mild, topics that we will touch on, but we'll open this time for public comment if there's anyone that would like to say or discuss anything.
609.
Okay, this time we will close the public comments. Thank you all. All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward, and get to our, town council budget workshop minutes from April 1st. Is there any, discussion or changes for the April 1st minutes?
I don't see any changes.
I don't see the end time. Was there an end time to that meeting? We have it on the next one, just for consistency. If that, I mean, I'm fine without it, but we,
I don't think I wrote it down,
okay,
I think is why.
okay. Anyone? Can I get a motion to?
Make a motion that we accept it as is.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Alright, April 30th, minutes of the workshop, minutes for the budget town, workshop. Any changes?
I don't see any changes needed.
Make a motion that we accept them.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. The only thing on here, oh, excuse me, the, moving to the May 14th minutes of the regular town council and, joint public hearing with the, Madison Town, Planning Commission. I did notice, and that's something we do have to mark, and that is the time when we came out of closed session was not entered. So we do need to put the closed session, exit time.
And we can do that as amended.
I thought we did. It
Yeah.
says here Nancy
We got
Money made a
ours at
motion to go
8:30
out
PM.
at 8:30.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize, I overlooked that. I'm sorry. Any discussion?
Deborah, look close at your name this time.
I did already.
I did.
I did, I was like,
Alright,
did.
can I get a
I make,
motion?
make a motion that we accept them as is.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving forward to the, May, statement of income and budget, financials.
What is it?
I'm just saying, so,
Cheryl, do we have the, invoice for Maynard's?
Yes.
It looks like all of the, CDs now have the same maturity date
Uh-huh.
of next February.
Yep.
Okay. And they're all at United Bank now.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
And Blue Ridge Bank upped theirs, but United's was better. So they upped theirs a little bit to try to get us to stay, but their term was only for 5 months. And then United's was 10 and was still a little bit better rate, so. Plus we get the free, withdrawal off of each one of them at some point.
Right.
So theirs was still a better deal.
And we have nothing in the checking account?
Okay, put it on there. Sorry.
I think that's
Sorry.
good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that, I think the numbers are wrong.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll fix it and send you an amended copy.
Shall we just postpone the approval?
Yeah.
Okay, I can give it to you
Well, you
now
can-
if you want.
You do have it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got it right here.
So this is as of 5/31.
No, yeah. I always have a copy in case. 53, 219, 29. Sorry about that.
So what would that, total account balance
I don't
be
know, hold
now?
on 1 second, I'll tell you. 312. $369, $938.63.
No?
No?
What is it? Hold on, I'll add it up again. $369, $938.63.
I can't get that.
What do you get? What do you get? You only added one number, this number. Oh, it's 53,
What's the
312. 99.
Three.
What in the world number
Oh,
did
you
you
I
got?
guess I heard you
You
wrong.
said 219.
I heard
Did I?
219,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's what I heard.
Sorry, I said it backwards. I don't know what I did.
Okay,
So what is it?
53,312.29, right?
Yes, yes.
312. Oh, that makes- okay, that makes a big difference.
312.29.
And it makes it 369,938.63.
But I wasn't the only one that heard it.
No, not at all.
Will you make a note
I'm like,
to,
Yes.
Sure.
send this back
That's-
out tomorrow?
I assume the meals tax amount was for 2 months,
Yes,
2 months ago.
934?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Read it one more time.
369,938.63.
It's still,
It's still not coming out right.
it's not right.
It's so big a figure, it's hard to figure.
Maybe you should just wait till it's done.
Well, no.
Not a big deal. You couldn't tape when you ran it?
Yeah, I got it twice.
Read the tape and see.
You're looking at $316,625.64 and $53,312.99 is $369,938.63 according to the ad machine 2 times.
That
I'm
many
getting-
63 cents.
What are you getting?
I'm
You're
getting 93 cents.
I'm getting
It's 63.
It's 9 and a 9 and a,
4 9
4 is
13,
13.
and-
How do you get
9 and 4 is 13, carry
Okay.
1, and then
Yeah,
6, 7?
then it's 93.
it is. I get 93 with the calculator.
It
You
has
got
to be 93.
9 and 1 makes 10 and 6
Oh,
is
99, not
16.
29.
Yeah, you said 29,
You said
Cheryl.
I got
99.
99, I got 99.
That's what I heard too. I have the same thing written down.
99 makes a big difference, okay. That carries it. I didn't know it. You-
It's Thursday.
He's adding with this thing.
It's not
But
me.
I heard it too. I had
Three
the
of us
same
heard the
thing
same
written
thing.
down.
And I heard it, I heard
DMV
it.
a lot. We almost not hear me.
On Maynard's bill, the last debit was on the 25th of April?
May.
25th of May. Were there any other debits for May after that date?
What day was it?
It was a holiday Monday.
Should have been the 26th.
That might be the meeting, so there will be one more entry that will probably be on the next bill. Planning commission meeting. I was on vacation the previous month, so get back and we've got a lot of issues to catch up on. So you'll see a couple conferences with Cheryl.
I move we approve the financial statements as presented with the corrections.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 I'll, send a new one out tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank Update from the, Board of Supervisors. Nancy?
Do I need to stand up or can I sit down?
You can stay seated right where you are if you
Alright,
want.
that's good. I'll sit here, sorry to be in front of you. I just wanted to bring a little bit of information to you guys to let you know what, we have going on. I had all those notes made and I think I buried them down in here. Couple questions I have for you as well. Nope. Here it is. Anyway, we'll just go off the cuff here. As you know, our biggest plan that we have right now is our Virginia 250 or Madison 250, and that's 3 weeks from tonight. So what I need from you guys is I need you to invite your friends I need you to bring your friends, and we are gonna have a tent there, we're gonna have some chairs, but I want you to bring your own chair as well, just make sure you've got yours. You don't have to share with anyone, okay? We've got 4 food vendors lined up, we have, the library will be open, so will the, Kemper Museum, and they're gonna have the display of all the red, white, and blue quilts within the Kemper Museum at that time too. So, I think what we would, well, from you, what we need is for you to bring, let people know, talk it up, because we do have a website, we can get the information off the website, but a lot of times people don't take the time or don't find it or don't stay updated, so it just needs is just talking it up. And also Cheryl is busy working on getting the decorations for the town. And I promised her today that when she gets that we will gather some volunteers and we will help her get the decorations up in the different places, that we can reach and we can do, and I'm sure Mooney will be our right-hand man, hopefully. And,
And may I ask what they are or what kind or?
I don't know. Different
The
ones.
most of the stuff, I can show you, this is not where it came from, but most of them are these type of things. So all the railings, like in front of y'all's house up there, on our, metal things here, front of social services, front of Tracy's building, anybody that has anything metal wise where they can be hung, in the town, they're gonna have those there. For the, here's a picture of that
I
other
have
stuff.
several, and I emailed Lita today to ask could I put them there right by the Sally Port where that railing is.
That other stuff.
And I have done it before, but I thought I should ask this time.
You can, I know we were getting stuff for the courthouse, but you can do whatever.
Well, this is just on, as you come down my driveway,
Oh, yeah.
it's a railing right there
Oh,
where you
yeah.
go in the Sally Port.
Yeah, and I know we got stuff for the front of it, but those are the main things that we got. There is one other, yeah, it's kinda like,
It's the pictures on my computer.
oh, okay.
It's the longer bunting.
But it'll go like on a gazebo where you go up the side and down the middle and down the middle and down. We got that for the gazebo, and I think there's probably a couple other places you can put it here in town. But we were trying to get stuff, only a couple things I think have $250 on it. They were trying to, since we have to buy it, to get it just the red, white, and blue so we can use it each year for 4th of July. But any other kind of suggestions or anything, we're open.
Also, the garden club informed us today that they have, flower displays, patriotic flower displays, you're part of that, right? No, that in 12 different businesses around town, so they said, just go and check out the different places where we put the flowers.
Nancy,
Yeah.
in terms of advertisement, can you ask the library, since it's gonna be on the library property, to put a notice in the library sign?
Oh, cool.
I think we did ask that, I think Tracy asked that the last meeting we had, you mean that big sign that you have,
Yes.
that's a rotating sign?
No,
The
no.
lighted one
The light-
outside, from that at the road.
Yes, it's not lighted.
I've got,
But it's.
Well, yeah, the white one,
Yeah,
right.
the big one out front of the library,
Okay.
right near the road.
I can ask her that, cause I have to call her back with an answer on
And then,
something.
is it like this that we're looking forward to?
It's the reader board on
Reader
the
board.
sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll put
yeah,
letters up, she
yeah.
can put something
Oh,
like,
she can put up
yeah, the
those kind of
250
things.
thing.
Okay.
We should ask the fire department to put it on their sign too.
alright,
Anywhere you guys think, just send a message to Tracy would be the best one to do, because she's got all this stuff over there at the chamber. But, or if you go over and just get that and say, I wanna help distribute these, cause they're popping up everywhere, but like I said, we're 21 days out. Also, you probably have seen our brochure that we have, and that's in several different places. People are getting excited for us to have this celebration, and, one thing that we're doing, and you guys probably know this, anybody who went to the, ceremony that we had on Memorial Day, we sang this song, Madison, Virginia, That's You, for the very first time it has ever been sung. This was done at the bicentennial. This had been created but never sung. We had the band, the high school band there that day. Some of you maybe have been there. And, they played the song, then the choir sang the song, then everybody sang it together. Well, Chuck had taped all that, so we're gonna have the band
We had a parade for that.
play that. We'll have over the sound system, and then the choir's gonna sing it, then we're all gonna sing it together, because it's gonna be on your, the program that we have, and I have one copy of the program
Let us know.
here.
Let us know.
Go ahead and sing it right now.
And we're working on our map, so we'll have the whole layout of the map of where all the vendors are gonna be, where the truck's gonna be, where all the activities are gonna be. We're gonna be working on that, so that will be a handout as well. And I don't know how many of you remember this.
I do.
We have one of those ones.
So, in here, it has, a little paragraph, it says, to Flora May. Does anybody know Flora May?
Yeah.
A very special thanks for the long hours spent in developing and writing a play. Sadly, it did not come to be, for various and sundry reasons. We were worse off for that. Does anybody know where that play is? Does anybody know, it's been written, I'm just wondering, is there a place that we get a hold of that? We do have a theater, now, a theater group, people who are working, who are doing the plays. And so I'm just like, I would love to get a hold of that and then show that to them. And Jim Jewett, who's on the board, is actually working on that.
Bob Slavin might know. Bob Slavin, do you know Bob? Well.
Can you ask?
Yeah, I may ask him. I worked with her husband at Plow Hearth for me. They lived in Melbourne, I think. But Bob might know, cause you know, he's done plays,
Mhm.
those mountain
I'm
plays.
just
Is she
curious.
deceased?
Because we'd like to have, do that, just like we're doing the song. And then the other night at the, Board of Supervisors meeting, they did, let us have this song for our 250 celebration. We tried to have it as our Madison County song, but they said, we can't do that right now. We can't do a resolution on that right now, but we can do the resolution that we are going to have this song be our 250 celebration song. So,
Where did you obtain this? Or how do I obtain a copy of
well,
it?
you can have that one. I have more in my
Thank you.
vehicle. You can go ahead and have that one. So, let me see. Other than that, you know, we're doing pretty well with getting some new businesses in, as you all know, with the Amish outlet. We've had the ribbon cutting there. They had the ribbon cutting at the Ace Motorhome Repair Sales down on 29. Also at Black Cat Antiques. Those are just the ones that I'm aware of. So I don't know if anybody has any questions for me, or we have one more meeting before it's showtime, and we have a packed agenda for 3.5 hours. And it's gonna be fun, right?
Right.
Everybody's
Right.
gonna have
Right.
fun. We're gonna eat lots of different food. Let's see, we have Lost Brothers, Guilty Cravings, Bavarian Chef, and Wolftown. So, I made sure we got Wolftown in there. I said, I just want a hot dog and a Coke and a piece of apple pie, please. That's all I want. So, anyway, any questions?
Could you repeat that again, the vendors?
Lost Brothers,
Mhm.
a Bavarian Chef. Guilty Craving, sorry, I do not know that one.
That's Kim's daughter.
That's yours, okay. And,
She does drinks and like, I think
Oh, fun
nachos
little
and
things.
all that good stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. She
That-
does the fun drinks, especially for the kids.
oh, yeah. And, Wolftown. I just had to make sure we got some hamburgers and hot dogs in there.
Wolftown Brewertown,
Yeah.
or Wolftown Mercantile.
Mercantile,
Mercantile, okay.
from what I understand, yeah. Okay,
Kim, before we go to the next thing, we voted and we picked you to have to, sing the song.
Negative. I will be the last one down there saying
but that
negative.
choral society has got it down. Yeah,
You know
so,
how the dogs yell and go, "Arr!" That would be, it'd be
So-
bad.
You could hit the high notes anyway. couldn't you?
Thank you, Nancy.
okay, that's it.
All right. Public comments? Anyone, public comments?
I just had a quick question, I guess. Is Tracy gonna put a banner up on Main Street?
There
Or,
is one.
Is
Is
one
there
already
already?
there?
Uh-huh.
Gosh.
There's
okay.
one on this south end.
Yeah.
We were gonna have one on the north end as well, and I don't know what happened about that.
There's a legal issue, so
Oh,
they're
yeah,
working
legal.
on it.
Okay, well,
So,
and we do have some other banners that we're gonna be putting around the town. And, also over at the ball fields. And, but you have to remember, this isn't, July 2nd just isn't a one and done thing. We are celebrating 250 throughout the year, and that had been voted on by the committee and everyone else. They didn't want it just to end at Veterans Day or Thanksgiving. They want all the way through the year. So, we have the parade on the 15th of July that kicks off the fair. And I asked Tracy, I said, well, are we gonna do a 250 float like our group that is doing the rest of this? And she goes, everybody's float is a 250 float.
oh, cool.
So,
But we should do
No.
one.
we will too, but I'm just saying that all the floats will have the 250 theme, so we're
Oh,
excited.
nice.
We're partying, guys. We are doing it, we're doing it right?
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
And then one of the things they decided was they was trying to figure out when to take it down before they did the Christmas. And they decided they're gonna leave the red, white, and blue up all through the year since it's the whole year. And try, like the Christmas tree that they do is gonna be red, white, and blue this year. In hopes that some other people from the town would do red, white, and blue on their stuff.
So you guys, any way you have, and I'm not sure where
One of
you
my
live in town, but anywhere you just get it loaded with the decorations. That's what we wanna do, is just pop this town.
Nancy, for your banner, your second banner, is it double-sided or single?
Double.
Double. Is there any reason why she couldn't put it on the grass in front of the Welcome to Madison sign that splits up between 231 and Main Street? Could she not post it on stakes instead of hanging it?
I don't know, those are things that. you'll
We
have to
can
talk
do
with
that,
us.
and we have done it in the past.
It's
But if I had to guess, I would say that is the one that's hanging up is too big for that. Because
They're
other
big,
people
but
couldn't
we
hang
sure
theirs
wanna
down there. We can
put
check it and
somewhere
see.
Because those were expensive and we wanna make sure it's.
Yeah, we can
out
have
there.
Mooney check, but,
Uh,
unless it's a regular size banner and those are a lot larger, it may not fit down there, but we can try. I'll ask Mooney.
And we, in the 250 scheme, the auditions are tomorrow afternoon and Sunday. If y'all would like to be in the play, we'd love to have you try out. There is some singing involved, Kim.
Yeah. There you go.
That's the play that
Don't
Jim
be
Jewett's
shy.
doing, right?
That's
Huh?
That's the play that Jim Jewett's.
That's,
Yeah.
Jim Jewett wrote the
So-
play, directed the play, is gonna take the lead. It'll be out at, Stony Brook, Barn, out in Banco. I'm getting excited about it, so, it'll be September 12th and 13th, 3 performances.
So, make sure you put that on your calendar too. Even though, you know, September's going.
Is Jim really gonna do it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He wrote it,
Cool.
he's a thespian that we didn't know,
yeah.
All right.
just like Kim is a singer that we didn't know.
She's just being shy tonight.
Yeah.
So Cheryl, have you already ordered the decorations, or do we need to still do that, or?
No, we've already taken care of
Okay,
everything.
and do you need help decorating or putting things
We
up?
do, we're going to, send out an email, hopefully on Monday when the last of the stuff comes in. We should be able to, send out an email and ask whoever wants to help and pick one evening. And there's a lot of people, hopefully from the committee, that will help, and it shouldn't take more than an hour to put everything up.
And I have
So I'll send out an
duct
email.
tape in case we need it.
What was that?
Patriotic duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
Patriotic duct tape
Oh, yeah.
in case we need it.
Zip ties.
Yeah, so I'll send out an email
Lots of
on
zip-
Monday.
Lots of zip
And
ties.
does is the council included in that?
Yeah, I'll send it out
Thank
to
you.
all of y'all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving forward, we'll go through, just a reminder, June 22nd, 5:30 PM, we do have the approval for the budget and the appropriation of funds. So we make sure that's on your calendars. Do you all want to have any more budget discussion at this time?
I don't know if we need it at this time.
Okay. All right, Maynard, or I imagine it's you, proposed ordinance for the town fees, or
Is that in the packet?
it is?
So I think a couple of months ago, in the lead up to the budget discussions or the beginning of them, it was mentioned to take a second look at the fee schedule that we charge for various permits and fees. And I've been over it with, Ms. Yowell a couple of times, and, you know, we've suggested raising some of the fees because we are finding that, you know, some of these zoning applications do take a lot of effort. The fees are intended to defer some of the costs. I'm not sure that we highlighted which one, but you have the old one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can tell you what our staff recommendation is. The zoning map amendments, we raised $100 from $750 to $850. And then I've suggested adding the fee for additional acreages, which is something we have done in the past for subdivisions and site plans, I believe.
That's my original, no.
Don't mark
Oh,
it.
never mind, I got it, never mind.
I have his other one.
Special exception permits, we've actually, let's see, switch the order here a little bit. And special use permits, we've suggested $500, kind of breaking those averages. Because they both take about the same amount of work. A special use permit is in the zoning ordinance for a use that someone wishes to do that's allowed only by special use. A special exception term, the terminology is something we're moving to use for things that require a waiver, and the example is when the dentist wanted to have a waiver of the setback allowance. We changed the ordinance to allow some reduction of the setbacks. So those two items are both looking at 500.
No, we have 550,
Yeah,
and then special use permit was 350, is that right?
right, so we went up on the, I'm sorry, I mixed up a second. We went up on the special use permit from 500 to 550, because that is a use, usually the permitted use is a value to the person getting it, the permit, quite a value. And also, it takes more work. But the special exception, when you're looking for a waiver of something like, that's restricting a person's use of the property, like that setback, I didn't feel you should be trying to make that onerous, if that makes sense. Because sometimes people come in here for a very minor special exception. So then we go down. We didn't change, well, yeah, we did. The renewal, we've raised to $350 from $300, just edging these up a little. The zoning text amendment, we've suggested $750 instead of $500. Again, that's a fair amount of work, because someone comes in to propose to change the zoning ordinance, then Cheryl and I have to work on that, and it takes some of my time, because it's a legal issue, obviously, to whether the wording is something we can support or not support, and how is best to do it.
And if it would be easier, we can take the new one and I can write the old price beside it
Yeah.
myself and Jen tomorrow and just email it to everybody.
Well, it
Or
depends
you
on if
can
they wanna
still
act
go
or not
into-
tonight.
Yes.
That's up to you.
They have this fee schedule in their ordinance binder.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the old one, which was,
But we don't have an ordinance
We
binder.
don't have an ordinance fund.
Oh, okay.
okay, well, the old one was,
Can
when
we
I came here, the fees
just
had
make
not
a
been,
copy for everybody?
yeah.
Yep.
When I came here, the fees had not been changed in a long time, and we did an update, and then we did a slight revision in 2024. But like I said, we're finding that we're spending more time on some of these things now than we were doing 5 or 10 years ago.
And were
Certainly.
any of these prices, compared to the counties
We look
or
at the county
surrounding
schedule, they're
communities?
not too far off of what the county's charging. I don't have the counties in front of me at this point in time, but we did kind of compare them so that we were not too far different. I think the other big thing what people come in frequently for, the zoning permit, we've been charging $60 for that, and the suggestion here is to go to 75. Cheryl Yowell handles most of the permitting with that and the sign permits. Sign permits, we went from $50 to $60. Considering the inflation and everything else that's hitting, I don't know that these increases are too much, but that's up for you all to, I guess, do what you feel comfortable with. There's a new fee listed for a permit to use town right-of-way. That's something we didn't actually have a particular permit for. We could, it's not technically a zoning issue. And that's when somebody might wanna place a dumpster in the street or a piece, or a pod, or something like that. We need to keep track of those things. They wanna use the public right-of-way.
What meant with the town right away, what would they be doing that would require payment?
If somebody's working on the building, like when some of the buildings are close to the sidewalk, they might wanna fence off the sidewalk temporarily to work on the facade in front of the building. They might wanna put a dumpster in the street because they don't really have any other place.
Say for instance,
Maybe
there's
somebody's-
somebody
yeah.
working on cake crumbs
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Yeah, that
old,
happened before, yeah.
And somebody might wanna get a pod because they're moving and they don't have much room, so if they're in one of the apartments or something, they can place it in the street. But I think it's very common to permit those, you know, they have to have permission to use the street from the town. So at least we have a form, we're talking about, developing a form for that, so we can give them permission, have contact name and number to reach somebody, and, the fee is partly for like a period of time so that they don't leave it forever. They'd have to renew the permit every so often. So they kind of incentivize them to. The demolition permit's new on the list, but we could have handled that with a zoning permit, but we do get specific requests. We just got one coming, so we've decided to create a demolition permit. Basically, the zoning permit, sign permit, and demolition permit are all zoning permits under the zoning ordinance.
We didn't have a zoning inspection before as well.
No, we didn't have a zoning inspection, and that's for when like someone's building a new garage or a new building, and usually they stake out where they're gonna locate the building, and technically, they should get us to come out and check it. The
Would that
zoning
go
administrator
under-
should be coming out and measuring and making sure that that's right. I mean,
Would
you've
that
done
go
that
under
before.
building permit though? That would be the county.
No, the county doesn't check that you're meeting our zoning regs, they only check that you're meeting building code.
Hmm.
So it's a usual common part of the process. I'm gonna build a new house. Before I start digging the foundation, usually they put stakes in and have the zoning administrator come out and make sure that the stakes are correct. They're not out in the side setbacks, they're far enough from the street.
we had to do that with
Yeah.
Marie's old
And so
house.
she's done that in the past for a couple times, maybe. It's not common, but, people should probably apply for the inspection and keep track of it. so it's just a simple form. That's new. We were trying to think of things that involves staff time to administer. That we haven't captured a couple of them in the past. They don't happen too often. But we do know there's some more buildings that people we can work on probably in the future, next couple of years. We didn't change anything for the health department, except for the building, those go to the other agencies. Non-conforming use letter, you know, people bring in a request and proof the use has been in place, and we issue a letter to sort of formalize it. We've done a couple of those, I think. That protects their rights. Didn't change anything on the board of zoning appeals, and that's partly because I feel people shouldn't be burdened with costs to get an appeal. You know, some other counties charge more, but I don't think people should be burdened by that, by a fee there. Site plan matters, we did look at that. Went from 500 to 600. Preliminary. And from,
And added 150 each extra acre.
yeah, and then 750 to 850, so just raising each of them 100 and then adding the additional acreage. Because that's been done for subdivisions, and I really don't see why we wouldn't be doing it for both subdivisions and site plans. If someone comes in with less than an acre, they pay the flat fee. But if somebody comes in, say the grocery store site that's maybe 2 or 3 acres, they'd be paying the additional fee, because it's a larger project, probably more work.
So it's a flat fee for the flat fee for the initial acre.
Right, or anything under an acre.
Okay.
That would capture most smaller sites in town. So we raised that $100. I mean, it's a lot, it tends to be more work for larger projects, like a subdivision. If you look at that, skip down just a little bit. The subdivision, we went up $100, with preliminary. And $100 on the final. And in the past, we've had that $150 for each additional lot created. So if somebody comes in and divides their lot in 2, it's the flat fee. But if they're doing 2 or 3 lots, there's the additional $150 for each lot. Just kind of scaling the cost that is involved, based somewhat on the work involved. I mean, none of these fees, I would say none of the fees exceed the cost and time that we put in.
No, absolutely not.
That's not
No.
the intent to recapture 100% of the staff time. It's only meant to, you know, have the applicants contribute to the cost that's input the town incurs.
And we haven't, no changes have been done since 2024.
That's, I mean, in 2024, we went up a little on some
It
things,
was very little,
but it wasn't much, right? I don't think it was that much.
not at all.
Yeah, I think there was just some bigger changes probably, and I don't know when it was, probably before you came.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any other discussion on the fees? Any questions?
I mean, as I said, you can, if you're feeling comfortable about it, you can act on it now, or you can choose to act next month. We kind of tried to have this so it could be effective the 1st of July. If you're comfortable with it.
I make a motion to accept the new, rates.
Adopt the ordinance for the new fee schedule.
I second.
I have discussion real quick.
Certainly.
Site plan amendments, how often do you do that? I'm just thinking about cost with people, sorry, my brain, I'm thinking about this. Because if I come in with site plan, and then we have to amend it, that's, I'm just asking, how often are
I
we
don't know that I've
doing
done
that?
one here.
Okay, alright,
We've had, I think when I got here, that they had just done the one for Dollar General. If you told Dollar General recently they want to change the landscaping or things, they could come in and do probably, there's 2 ways to do it. One is they're changing the plan, they're gonna build an addition, change the parking lot. That would be a site plan amendment. If they're just coming in and wanna change something really minor, like we wanna plant these kind of bushes instead of these other kind, we would call that a, where's it at? Letter of revision.
Letter of revision.
A letter of revision, $100, that's for something very minor they're changing.
It's now
200.
200.
And yes,
So that's, my question was just on the three things that were significantly raised, which was the performance bond review and approval. How often do we do that, and the same with
we've never had a
the,
performance bond review and approval, but I can tell you it will be work when we do get one.
Alright, and the ZTA, how often have we done that?
We did a ZTA to,
Twice.
I think at least twice.
Dr.
Dr.
Vega,
Vega,
we did
in order
that.
to create a special exception path for him to reduce the setbacks. We've done it for Mr. Sanders' property to allow residential apartments on the first floor of buildings with a special use permit.
Okay,
So when people come in for a text amendment, it's because they have some issue that the ordinance just never thought about or it wasn't addressing, or they're looking for more flexibility, but it's benefiting them generally significantly, I would say.
okay.
Yeah, so.
I just look at, those were the higher end ones that we
Right.
added to, and just wanted to see how often, if it's once in a blue moon versus,
Right.
alright, I bring something in, we have to redo this 3 times.
The
I
zoning
don't
text
want
was
that.
twice in the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I just conscientious of the people that we have out here that, you know, it's
Small business is what's gonna fill
Or-
Madison,
yeah,
so
or-
yeah.
is it a
even,
fair price?
yeah,
How many, site plan revisions did, Dr. Vega's office go through?
They really have only done one site plan. They, you know, they started doing stuff without really running it by us, so they had a little bit longer process. Their architect, designer made basically an error, which is why they needed the variance on the
So it's just still a small business?
set plan, yeah. I mean, these are one-time fees for the development. I mean, he's doing a pretty elaborate addition proposed, so I don't know that they're out of scale with the work they're doing.
I just had those questions, cause I
Probably
just wanna
minor
be
cost.
conscientious of our people that are out there doing this, and, you know, that was,
Well, for small business, I think the sign permits, or, you know, somebody's coming and going, and they just need the sign permit, or they come and go and just need the zoning permit, those are the ones you see the most often.
okay.
And we didn't really raise them much. We're not getting, you're not getting your time back on those.
So we have a first and a second motion, we'll just do roll call, all in favor, say aye, Deborah?
Aye.
Nancy?
Aye.
Charles?
Aye.
Kim?
Aye.
Ordinance approved. Alright, thank you. The next was the Town Beautification Committee proposal. I had sent that to you all, or shared it with you last month. Hoping that you all have reviewed it, have some thoughts, questions. I didn't hear from anybody, so I'm excited to see and hear what you might have to say, knowing that I'm totally willing to, I imagine modifications would be needed if at all, so, and I don't know all the legalities of things, so would love to have some feedback and where you all stand on that.
Well, first off, I think the proposal was very well laid out, and very, detailed. So, good job on getting all the boxes checked off. My biggest concern is the scope. Knowing how many people that we have, being on the grant management, committee as a volunteer, and this will be the same situation as this. We started out strong for the first meeting, we had, I don't know, like 12 or 14 people in here, And then the next meeting, it was substantially less, and then by the end, I think it was 4 of us on the committee. I think designating 7 to 11 is a lot. I don't think we're gonna get it if we go with something like this. So that's first. We might have to scale down how many people that we'd be looking for. And the suggested work one plan, again, nicely done to kind of give an idea of what we're doing, or what you're looking at this committee to do. It's a lot for them to do, you know, in each quarter. That's a lot. Again, you're only gonna meet a few, what was the meeting, time frame? What was it, once every
Every other month.
Every other month.
Every 2 months. It's the same as what our council actually is. They can choose to do every month, if they wish.
I just think it's a lot.
Mhm.
So you might just need to scale it down a little bit more doable,
Okay,
to, at least to be in the beginning. You know,
Sure.
once it kinda like works itself out, right? But those are the only things that I really saw that stuck out at me is, I think it would be disappointing to start the committee and we just won't get the amount of people, or they look at the list of to-dos and go, that's a lot of time and energy, so I just think,
so I put suggested on the 1-year work plan, knowing that, it would be dependent upon who that committee is comprised of and what they would focus on. This is just a suggested, like, how do you all wanna do this? It's just a starting point. And that initial committee could then work together and collaborate to come up with, okay, how do we wanna move forward in a year? And they could, this does not have to be permanent. They
Well,
can
no,
make
no.
their own, so it is suggested, but I wanted to rather add more than not enough, just to broaden some thought process and abilities that the town could receive. So, but I thank you for that, feedback.
I've got a question.
Sure.
There has to be a cost factor in this committee and what it does. How are we gonna generate the funds to cover the cost of what they're gonna do?
So, we would need to probably, like, we have $1,000 in a decoration fund. That would be, do we keep it as decorations, or do we create a new line item for beautification committee? And then also in here I have where they would, really need to look at some sponsorships or grants. They'd have to put some effort in to help us find funding. I would love, I mean, my initial thought, and I had to strip it out, is if we could take the sign, the banners that we had already discussed, and make it marketable, advertising spaces, billboards, but banners across the street on north, south, and east side of town, then the application fee would cover the expense of putting it up, taking it down, and then having a daily fee. Those funds could then supplement and be rerouted into this beautification. So I was trying to find a way to fund this.
So we
But
can't
we
do that,
can't-
cause it's only nonprofit organizations
Right.
that can do it, that REC allows.
So, that has been a hindrance, cause I understand we definitely need money, but I also know that there are grants, there is, businesses may wanna contribute, I don't know that they will, but with opening this up from county to town, and more of a volunteer, and again, we need to find funds to beautify the town. You know, we receive taxes from all of our citizens, our businesses, and there's nothing coming back out to our citizens or to our businesses other than the lights and snow removal. So I think we owe it to them to at least create a environment for continued growth. So we need to allocate something.
Would, the letter we received from Linda Sadler, would that be involved in this at all?
I think her letter was, surprisingly on point with this, because the beautification,
Y'all have to see.
Oh, I read it.
Oh.
in the email.
The
The email.
beautification.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
I
want a
like to
copy?
have it, yeah.
Mhm.
that's-
Want a copy? Charles?
So the beautification this is stemming from the, 10-year plan that we had worked on in the, I didn't bring that booklet, what is the name of that? We called it the
The
10-year.
relaunch.
The relaunch
Relaunch,
Madison. So this supplements, or this helps with that initiative. Linda's letter is on point in regards to the appearance, and she had some very specific concerns, that we need to address. The beautification would help with that.
I think I think the people who own these properties have got to come up with something too.
So,
I mean, you know, back a long time ago when we were, mainly Linda and I doing the flowers, you couldn't even get the person to water the flower that we put in their yard. So I think we've got to relate to our residents, it's their property, and that they need to step up as well.
I agree, there definitely needs to be a vibe, a theme, or something of that capacity to intrigue and encourage that we wanna take pride in our town and the appearances, especially along the Main Street corridor. The 250 is excellent, the county is doing a wonderful job. You know, we need to invest in the decorations to help promote this, and getting that theme going would inspire others. Like I see, you know, Deborah's house, she's done beautiful things with the gardens in the house. There's others, Kim, you do things, there's, I'm sorry, I don't know everyone's names, but there's different houses you see decorations on. And if we start doing more and communicating that this is something we're excited about, this committee could actually be the voice for some of that and encourage people. I do know that there are ordinances, property maintenance that people need to be reminded of.
So that's what I was getting ready to ask, and I'm gonna be the bad guy here. Is it time that we look at starting to hold people accountable for mowing the grass or the car parts everywhere, different things going on, and charging them a fee if they're not responding, and putting that back into.
The county does it.
I'm just saying, there's a way to clean up the town, and there's a way to bring the money back into the beautification aspect of it. Just a thought, it's not, I know probably something anybody
And the
wants to
county
hear, but I
doesn't
gotta
do
think.
property maintenance
No.
at all.
No, they
It
don't
is
need
a
maintenance.
whole different ballgame. You have to have certain people certified, and they said no way will they ever do property
So
maintenance.
is like towns anywhere else doing that type of thing,
That I
or what
don't
do they?
know. I
start
just
to
know
say?
I
It's
checked
common.
with the county and they don't.
It's common, it was discussed 8 years ago or something like that.
Yeah,
And-
and there was the town does not want an HOA,
That's
and that's what we,
No,
yeah,
But
that's
the
what
pro-
it sounds like.
No, property maintenance, there's a building code when you're building new buildings or making changes to them. There's a separate little section in the state law for property maintenance code. And so if that's adopted by the locality, they can enforce the property maintenance code, which can get down to any issues like peeling, loose boards, peeling paint even. But the property maintenance code is enforced by the building official typically. And the county's official, the county doesn't have it, they don't wanna start it, or in the county.
Yeah.
And what they said to us earlier was the prior building official didn't have the certification for it. We'd have to pay for his certification training. And he would be happy to enforce for the town, but we'd have to pay a little upfront cost for that. The new building official, who's been there a couple of years now, I don't know if he has a certification or not, but I imagine we get the same answer from the county.
I know it's not ideal, I'm just throwing that out the table.
They have to go to
process.
a couple days of training
Yeah.
at least.
Can I just say something here? I don't know who finally mowed that grass over there at the dental office, but I'm telling you, I had so many questions come to me through the board of supervisors, as all the supervisors have, because they're saying, what is going on with our town? But I do know also that I have owned property, rental property in Lynchburg, Virginia. And if my renter didn't, it's in their contract to mow their own grass, and if they didn't, the city came by, the town came by, and I got a $250 bill, because they'll go mow it.
You see, it's really hard to enforce.
That's way too high.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I can't keep paying this, Mr. Renner, it's either you do it or we're gonna have to find somebody new to do that, but they do stuff like that, and I know we don't wanna be like that, but
No.
yet we want our neighbor to care for their property like we care for our property, or, cause some of you guys do, there's some cute houses on this street.
So for
Yeah.
grass and weeds, we have the ordinance in place, we've enforced it. We had a couple of people who were not doing well at all
You
years
mailed
ago.
out letters, last
Right.
week.
And we've sent
So,
some
a
letters
lot
out,
of them
yeah.
have been, done since then.
Cause I was surprised, I thought this is nice, and, yeah, so, one person wrote the letter, but there were plenty complaining,
Oh, yeah.
so, I'm just saying that I was really glad to see that.
I just thought I'd bring it up because it's just a thought to throw in the back of the brain that,
And I
What do you
think
do
part of
to
it is at
answer?
what point do we wanna send the letters, at what point, how long do we give them before we would
Yeah.
step in and do it?
I think we just need to communicate at a more open platform and just, seasons here, take pride in the town, make sure you clean up,
Send out a
just someone
reminder,
needs to be that communicator. Just, hey, spring's coming or something. I know, it's just a cheery little marketing ploy from the town, take care of your town, don't litter, walking seasons here, just little catchy, gimmicky statements that might help inspire someone to help. It's more time consuming, it's free, but sometimes we just have to say something.
I think we have to be careful about the line that we cross,
Mhm.
because there is the line that, hey, your growth, your landscaping is not being taken care of to the point that it is overcoming the public sidewalk.
Mhm.
So walkability is an issue, which we do have, versus, front yard didn't get mowed to somebody's satisfaction. That's completely different, so we have to be
Yeah.
very careful how
Yeah.
we proceed if we go in that direction. Again, it's different than scraping paint off of a house versus, hey, it's been gutted and there's boards up and
Yeah.
nothing's been done.
Yep.
So I think we have to walk it very carefully, because we're gonna piss off a whole lot of people if we go back to that, hey, we're gonna regulate what everybody's property looks like.
And I do think that is true, Deborah, because some of the complaints people call on, just because it's not up to their satisfaction, and the grass is 5 inches tall and not 2 inches like theirs, you can't make people cut their
No.
grass when it's not out of control. The ones that we needed done have been done, but you have people calling because they're not parking right in the driveway.
Right.
It's obstructing their vision, but it's on the other people's property. I mean, some of the complaints are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have one person who calls and they tell you a complaint about a neighbor, but they don't call one time, in 3 weeks they call 12 times. That's kinda, overboard or
Yeah.
whatever, so it's a hard line to draw, because if I say paint's peeling and you need to do something, at what point do you say that? Is the whole
Exactly.
house gotta start peeling, or just a little bit?
Right.
So it's a fine line
It
to
really
walk
is.
through.
It is. And
Well,
we gotta be
that's-
careful.
I think the cost and that question, like particularly for like building maintenance, is why we haven't gone forward on a property maintenance code. I mean, there are a couple of buildings in town. There is another section of law for like abandoned buildings or hazards, which, there might be one or two things in town that approach that, but we haven't had complaints about the one on Roof Road or whatever, so. I don't think people know it's there.
Well, unfortunately, I think, it's most likely the same people that we deal with all the time. I mean, you just go through town and you know who mows the grass, who doesn't, or who, decorates nicely or something, and I can't go to you and say, I really like the way you decorated,
Right.
And just looking at
Come
this
on,
letter
Nancy.
now,
Come on,
there's a couple of
come
things
on.
I mentioned. The dumpster in the parking lot at the post office, they are doing work on the building. They're theoretically improving the building.
And they're not
To
open
make a
yet.
use of the building.
Right.
That's you're always gonna have that situation where someone comes in and they're,
But when they're working on something, they gotta have a
yeah,
dumpster.
and I
have a
mean,
dumpster.
it's their parking lot, and I don't know that we don't have any real mechanism to say, put it in the back of the lot or the front of the lot. I mean, that's getting a little picky. The junk cars, we had an issue that when I first got here, and I don't know if you remember, but there were how many? 24 cars?
Yeah.
And we did,
And he still has them there.
he has 4 or 5
But they are cleaned
covered.
They are covered up.
Yeah, they're covered, and he went to covering the cars and minimizing the number, I don't wanna say minimizing, but he's down to
What's the building he's in?
maybe a half
All
dozen,
down.
I know it's that many. And I think one time he started building up more numbers and we got on a second time, so he's been keeping it down to this certain number.
I think we strayed away from the beautification,
I was
sorry,
getting ready to
but
pull it
I was
back in,
like,
thank you.
Well,
you know, I just threw that out there, but I think maybe
it's
it's
part of
something
it.
that we do that, we come up with some type of template and send out to everybody going,
Mhm.
hey, these are kind of what we're looking for, making sure that you got your you know, taking care of yourself, your stuff. If you need assistance, we can give you a boatload of numbers to reach out to social services or this or that or the other.
We sent that letter,
yeah.
well, one letter similar to that out last year before the street festival, and not one person made a
Took out,
comment
yeah.
or phoned or anything.
Well, I'm trying,
Zero.
I'm
I
trying,
know.
I'm trying.
That was
But we
before-
can try it again,
that was
Thought
before Taste of
process.
the Mountains.
yeah.
I am going to defend the grass mowing to some extent, and I'm doing this. That cold spell we had did a lot of damage to yards.
Yep.
Not only in town, but when I drive through the county, you can see where they're just absolutely raw spots. My assumption is, or my attitude is, that I'm letting my grass grow what is there to the point that it seeds out and fills in the blank spots. So my yard looks terrible.
I'm sending you a letter.
And
Yours looks
I'll
good.
send
I
you one
seen it
back, so
yesterday.
wait
It
till
looks
my
good.
grass seeds out and I'll do it.
Yeah, but my yard's the same way.
Yeah,
It's,
it
My front
really,
yard-
that was
yeah,
a cold
it is.
spell.
My yard was ruined, I'm gonna have to replant it this year.
Yeah.
I have clover.
So
That's all
sorry,
I got.
Yes,
kinda
let's
got
get
down
back.
that path.
Well, anyway,
Yes.
okay.
So there's a lot that could be said or done and lots that could be edited in this. How would you all like to move forward? Or actually, I'm sorry, is there anyone else that had comments? I know I heard from one or two of you. Before anyone else have anything to add or suggest for the documents that were shared last month?
I think it was well thought out, just like you said, pretty much the same thing, just thinking about the time and the amount of people.
And then the funding, obviously, we would have to add something to start with and then encourage them to find other funds and availability until we can somehow keep that pot flowing. Cheryl, if I may, how much are you spending on the flags and stuff? 'Cause I know we gave 1,000 already to the
What we-
county for,
What we spend out of that, the banners and things, we get reimbursed from the money we turned in,
so it's
Yeah.
the same cash?
yes.
Okay.
But now, if we want to do something else, we can, like on the day of, you can, order, like, Jen has a book over there for Oriental Trading where you can order candy, it's all America 250 or, just red, white, and blue. You can set up a table and put up a thing from the town, correct, Nancy? Yeah, we can set a table up, we can put some kind of little town brochure out, or just somebody there to represent the town, and you could give candy away, or anything. Yeah, stickers, whatever you decide to do, we could do that for the town, and that wouldn't come out of it, of course, that would be out of, we would have to do it, but I mean, the candy is, you could get a slew for less than $100 if you order it in bulk, so.
Okay, so then you're not using any extra funds, I say, could we match that or something, like start with $1,000 or $2,500 for this committee would be my suggestion. And then let them figure it out once they collect and meet. Anyway, so I guess if there's no other discussion, is this something that you all would like to pursue and continue and, form an official committee? 'Cause there is a resolution and I don't know if Maynard's looked at it or not, would you all like to begin to have a beautification committee and begin the work of getting one started?
Well, I would just say that typically, you know, if you choose to form a committee that's a town committee, you know, you should put a little thought into the charge, like she mentioned, a lot of things on the items to do. So the town council should give the committee a charge. These are what we expect you to do over the next 6 months or a year or whatever. But this is what your overall charge is to do as you work along. And I think maybe you wanna feel people out, try to have people know you're gonna get a few people before you finalize it. Cause
Yeah.
you might, how you finalize it might depend on what talent you have.
Mm-hmm.
So who in town might be willing, and a town committee doesn't have to be limited to town
No,
residents.
this is open to town and
Yeah.
county.
Yeah, doesn't have to be limited to town and county, it could be people who care about the town a little bit.
So we might, at this point, instead of going ahead with the resolution, do like maybe
An introduction.
Yeah, and see what kind of interest, you know, we have for people to wanna be on a
Okay.
committee like this. And then tighten it up, I know, exactly. Let's contact Linda Sadler and see if she wants to be on
She
there.
could be the first one.
And then maybe, you know, that'd give us where we could tighten up some of the
Okay. Is there, I know I'm passionate about this, I wanna be a part of this, but I know that you all need to help as well. Is there anyone that would like to be the, committee liaison for this from the council?
I wouldn't mind doing it.
Okay,
Well, I think from what you just said, if you just have a solicitation to the website, or maybe you post an ad, that's one thing. And, I would revise the charge or the resolution after you'll
Matt.
know what you wanna really give them to do. I think it ought to be kinda narrow in scope, like you were suggesting, to start off.
I'll sing for you, Deborah.
Thank you.
Oh, now
There
you'll
you
sing.
go. There you go.
That'd be true of any committee, you don't wanna overburden them.
So then, why don't you look at some dates and then we can put together, a solicitation or something, or chalk it up to different people and get word out that we could actually meet and, get moving on it. Thank you all very much.
Could I make a suggestion?
Sure.
It's a shame it's not closer to, or if we could back up to Madison Day, but I know that there's people willing to do work past just the day, Madison Day. And that might be a situation where y'all could contact Karen Coppage and talk to her about it, cause she probably has a list of people that would be willing to even be on the committee, or to actually, you know, if you send notices out and someone needs help getting their yard mowed or whatever, I'm sure there'd be people that would be willing to just band together and do that for a Saturday or something like that.
That's a good idea, cause I
Yeah.
tried getting some of the yards for Madison Day and they said no. So maybe some of the people would do it.
But it's something to consider next
Yeah.
Madison Day,
Yeah.
to maybe get the word out that, hey, if you need help, you know, cleaning up your yard or trimming bushes or whatever, you know, I worked at the learning center all day that day, and we did a tremendous amount there. And, you know,
Good
I was
idea.
very appreciative.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
and maybe setting a cleanup day once or twice a year, I know other towns do that periodically, where they just have a day set aside for volunteers to help their neighbors or and the
So-
public areas.
I know the town in the past has gotten, prisoners is the wrong word, but jailmates to come in and do stuff. Is it a potential?
Trustees.
Huh?
Trustees.
I think
Trustees,
only,
whatever you
but
wanna
not
call them, I'm
for
sorry
personal.
about the terminology, but I know when Lawrence
think
was
they do.
doing it, he had people often.
So they
I
work
think
on
they do
county
away with that.
properties, they don't do the personal properties. the county, trying to remember who orchestrated that. Do you know, Cheryl? Cause they would,
Roger Berry
Yeah.
worked with them,
mhm,
Yeah,
they would bring them
but
in.
I think they discontinued that.
I
now
haven't
it's
seen
back, they're
Oh, it
back.
is?
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
okay.
The county, I think,
Was a
discontinued.
great,
They
was
got
a
in
great
trouble,
thing.
so it had to stop for a lot, maybe 2 years or so, but they're back now helping.
Okay,
And the crew from Woodbury Falls has come.
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
and that's through the
Madison Day.
Madison Day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they send like 150 people, I mean,
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, there's no lack of people who want to help. That's the beautiful thing about this whole community, is we all wanna help one another. And I think we would have more support than imaginable. It may not be consistently the same people, but if, the backbone of Madison really is if you need something, you speak up and someone shows up. And that's the beautiful thing of this community. So I think that if we do that with that angle, and Rod, I thank you for speaking up on that, and having that volunteer group that can help our community members, you know. This is
Like
something that
you
we
said.
can modify in this committee, you know, so that there's a
maybe
point of
instead of a
contact.
Madison County Day, maybe a Town of
Mhm.
Madison Day.
I think that
Clean
might
up.
actually.
And maybe like, not the same day, but in May, getting ready for the summer with the parades and whatever going on.
Oh, yeah, so I had
And other
that.
towns have scheduled their days often, so that it's a few weeks before events.
Mhm.
I know working with Karen and Troy that there's always an increase of needs come Madison Day, but there's always plenty of volunteers that they can cover. I think they covered every single job that they had scheduled. They didn't really turn anybody away. And even so, they had people that didn't finish on that Saturday, came back the following days or the next week and finished it. So that's why I said, I would bet that there's people that are willing to just be on call
Right.
for something like that.
Thank you,
Good idea.
thank you.
Very good.
Okay, so I'm gonna task you, if you don't mind, pick a date, let's get something advertised, we'll get it out there on social media in a place that we can all meet and run through it and get started. Does that work? Thank you all. All right, next up, we have our planning commission liaison, Ms. Kim, take the floor.
We had actually a very small meeting, just took a while, on the 26th. So basically what we did is review and discuss zoning ordinance update, and a majority of that zoning ordinance was dealing with signs. So I have the package, a lot of we went through, we found some spelling mistakes, had some additions and some takeaways from areas, but a lot of this was just basically reviewing window signs and signage outside, and we actually went through 20 plus pages of that, I guess it is. You know, looking at the zoning districts and what signage and things like that through that. So, yep, we all agreed with what we were doing. It went back over to Maynard to do the updates, and we're moving forward. So that was a big part of the meeting,
Next month will be boring, we discuss parking.
parking.
Oh, then it should be a
Really?
fast meeting, right?
Yes, that should be a 15-minute meeting.
Exactly.
Nothing's okay, and then are you, I know I've asked every month, when do you guys think you'll present something to town council? 'Cause that seems to be dragging out, it was February, March, now we're in June, it'll be July for our next meeting.
I think
What-
we've had one or two missed meetings we haven't done.
Back
Maybe
in
one.
the bad weather.
And, the parking's pretty much the last section.
Yeah.
I think after that, we just need to do a wholesale review, like just walk through the whole thing one
Just
time.
make sure there's no big mistakes that we've
And
missed.
that
too much.
all the provisions are, compatible with each other. And definitions, that's the thing we do at the end.
Is there anything the council can do to assist or input?
Planning Commission
Guide.
is very good at this. I mean, they give good feedback.
It's been good, it's been good group.
Okay,
They'll be the experts on it when it comes to you.
alright, Cheryl, town administrators report, please.
We have one person that has resigned in lieu of, and we have, Jen and I have been working a lot in DMV this month, where we've been extremely shorthanded. We had one off for a week for her new grandbaby. We lost an employee, and it was just the one employee and Karen, Jen and myself, so we've been up front a lot this month. But we had a new girl who started Monday, she's doing really good, so, hoping that's gonna, stick and go well.
Can I ask a question? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but, or just tell me, did we not used to have a full-time and then we switched to part-time to try and minimize expense? Are we at a place now maybe where we need to have all full-time instead of some part-time?
Well,
What,
the
cause what's
only
the
diff-
retention issue? Why can't we keep people, or do we need to offer more hours, or?
Well, the
What
one
is
that
it?
we just,
Salary.
the one who is just gone is, it did not,
Just wasn't a match?
it did not, could not
Too many
comprehend,
errors. Too many
could not
errors.
comprehend, and
Okay.
error after error after error, and we just couldn't do that because Richmond was sending stuff back, and, that one just did not work well.
Okay,
The new girl, she's only been here since Monday, but is training really well, so, hopefully she's gonna do good.
You know, it takes time to put out a notice and
right.
to schedule interviews and get people in, and then interview them when we're both trying to work up front and.
So we've got one, and we have another potential one, would be the second half of the full-time person. But, she, if we bring her on, it would be later in the fall. In her schedule, we're trying to, if we, when we bring her on, if we do, hers would be like a 10 to 2 thing, because we've been so busy and the wait's been so long for people. We're trying to keep them from waiting and not wanting to come back and things. So she would be our third window and would open from 10 to 2 and would be during our busiest times and lunch times to help cover for the girls and the whole shebang. So, the one girl, who was here and left and was on maternity leave, and we could not get her to come back. And then after we hired someone, she decided she wanted to come back, filed unemployment on us. We never got the paperwork from the, VEC, so therefore they granted her unemployment. We got the paperwork the same day, where we had to have said something and appealed it or whatever. We got it all the same day that we got the thing that says she won her appeal. So we appealed that and had that 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. And we won that because we had all of our paperwork in order and things, so she has to pay back everything to, VEC, so that won't affect our rates or anything. The new increases will go in effect July 1 for the fees in the town, and that should affect our budget, because we didn't know what anything was gonna be at that time, so that may be something you wanna increase, or just say, leave it as is, whatever you wanna do. We sent out lots of compliance letters the last 2 weeks between being up front at DMV, grass mowing, signs, banners, anything you can think of that's not in compliance. We still have lots more to go, but we've sent out quite a few of those, so things are slowly getting taken care of. We are on track to have the best year ever in DMV. We don't have this month's numbers yet. It won't be until July, but it should be the best year that DMV's ever had. Jen and I and Karen have been doing some year-end training for DMV that we had that was mandatory this week. And the only last thing I have is our emails, which some people aren't using in things. I got with the planning commission and know who we're getting rid of, but you use yours, correct? And you do. Do you use your town one? But you don't, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I read it.
Right,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So Charles doesn't. Kim, you do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we have a list, so they're all up for renewal next month, so we'll take off, everybody who's not using theirs and won't renew those. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Mr. Sipe.
Go ahead, Maynard.
Well, I don't usually have too much to report because it gets covered on the other topics, but, we have spent a fair amount of time since I've been back from vacation, working with Ms. Yowell about some of these letters that have to go off for compliance. I either draft them or review what staff's worked on. And, I did develop a notice of violation letter for zoning. It's been a while since we've ever actually tried to hold somebody specifically for a zoning violation. And they have to be in a certain format and have certain information on them legally, so that the second step is to go to court. So we send out the letter. If they don't respond in the number of days we give them, then they have a choice to fix what's wrong, or appeal it to the BZA, or nothing, and wait for us to take them to court. We'll see what happens. So the one we sent out was someone who's been notified multiple times that they need to do for permits, and they refuse to get the permits. Which isn't fair to everybody else in town, who follows the rules. You know, when you have one or two people who are just not willing to comply at all, I felt like we need to go that step, because I don't, you know, we spend a lot of time, she spends a lot of time calling them, reminding them. I don't think we really want to be in a position of wasting time. I mean, they're not complying intentionally.
Sal?
We'll see how that goes.
I did forget one thing. I know we have a business here that I'm sure some of you are aware of, and we won't say, but, that does not comply with a lot of things through here. And I just want you to understand, if we're talking to them and telling them we need something, it's because everybody here is treated fairly. It's not somebody's targeting one business, but if the other people, give us information that we ask for monthly, or if they, don't fill out a permit, but 15 other business has already filled out their permits and things, we're asking for a reason. And I know there's, a business that's very unhappy with me, but with that, I just want you to know that they are treated just like every other business here in the town. And it's not, that I have a vendetta against anybody. I don't deal with all the businesses, but most of the time I do. But with that, I do treat everybody fairly, and what we're requesting from them is the same thing that we request from everybody else.
Now, when you make a request, although they're unhappy with you, do you get a response that's satisfactory?
Not from one business. We're
And
having
that's been going on for,
a long, long time. So that's being addressed separately.
You may hear from them, because she's referring to the business that's gonna get the violation notice. They're getting 10 days, and we're gonna go to court, so.
And then there'll be, other issues. We're working on one of the issues at a time to get it done, but there are several issues that they're in violation of, and we're gonna be, taking care of it. Everybody else is getting their letters and are taking the time to mow the grass and fix it, so this business has to do that too.
Next on there is a closed session. Is there any reason for that?
yes.
Yes, okay, all right. Do we need new business after the closed session?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. do you all wanna do new
Cheryl,
business
anything
first?
new coming up
Do the
now?
VML thing.
You got your VML thing.
I have one thing, and then we can go into closed session if that's okay, and then they can all leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did reach out, to, Michelle again at Virginia Municipal League. I am gonna go ahead and get training scheduled. It is gonna be, you know, cause I wanna take this opportunity to continue to grow as everyone suggested and, offer it to you all if you would like. It will be next, at 3:30, July, I had a sticky, July 9th, the same day as our town council meeting. Yes, July 9th at 3:00 here in the office. So it's a central location. If you wanna come at 3, I will be here. You're welcome to attend. It is gonna be, she's gonna just touch in on, review of good governance and FOIA and COIA review. So that way if I have any concerns or questions, any of you are welcome, but I just wanted to put that out there for all of you. And this is from the Municipal League, okay? Bring your books, your handbooks if you have them. And I know they're doing a revision as well, so she might bring some changes to help us.
What time is that?
3:00
In here at
On
this
the
office.
ninth.
in this office.
What day of the week is that?
It'll be a Thursday.
It's the
That's
same
our-
Thursday. It's the same day as the next town council meeting. Is there a room that we could use or,
We got the lunchroom, or here, either one.
okay. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into closed session. I thank everybody for coming.
Thank you.
And we will see you next month or
Thank
sooner.
you.
Yep, yep, all right. Good night.
Good night.